DC Batman villain fans, welcome to another episode of George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformers fan. Today on George Reviews, I'll be taking a look at McFarlane's DC Multiverse Clayface. He is designed from the New 52. And if anybody knows me, I'm a 70s, 80s, 90s design for my superheroes and villains for whatever property it is, unless the property just recently existed in the 2000s. And up, but anyway, this is Clayface. He is a massive figure. I can't think of the scale. I'm just gonna say deluxe. Keep it rolling. He's a deluxe size figure. I picked this guy up at GameStop mostly because I had 20 bucks off in coupons. So I grabbed this guy, I think for like 15 bucks. In the end, $15.99, something like that. But I've always wanted a Clayface, a big, giant, massive figure. And I'm a sucker for oversized figures for whatever scale they're in. Even though he's from the New 52 storyline, comic book run, the design overall with Clayface, you can kind of fudge him into any toy line it is, except for maybe animated. The animated series, his head sits on top of his shoulders more anatomically correct, and this guy's head is like jutting out of his chest, like he's kind of melting down, coming down the slope. But anyway, here is the packaging. Says 12 and up right here. I don't know if you can see that. The box is pretty darn big. 12 and up right here. DC Multiverse Clayface side of the box. This is just a standard McFarlane DC packaging. McFarlane down here. Nothing ever special about it. A shot of the toy thing on the bag, and it's never really anything special. It says 22 moving parts. So that's my only concern with this toy is the articulation. How can I pose them on my shelf? Clayface DC Rebirth. And again, nothing much going on. Let's get this guy out of the box and check him out. Gotta lean the box down to get it in camera for the unboxing portion. 4 pieces of tape. Down to 1 piece of tape. Sliding the big fill out, nothing remaining in the box. Tape to the back of the box, I guess, so get knocked around because he's so heavy. Tape these tie downs, or so I can cut these. They look kind of thick. Oh, I'll put it back. Well, that was a lot of noise. With the noise, oh, he's nice and hefty. It's a lot of plastic going on with this guy. You could just imagine his breath. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't smell like clay. It might as well be face. Okay, in the back of the packaging, as always, is a collector's card and a collector stand, a figure stand. I have yet to see the cool collector card like, ooh, I really like the card. But then again, this may be aimed at 12-year-old, not for an adult, because adult collectors have a habit of assuming everything is for us. Some light off of it is a bio for Clayface. And you can pause that and read that if you so choose to. A little bit of comic book art in blue and white in the back of the packaging. Nothing further. Alright, so let's get Clayface in our face. Let's take a look at his face. And honestly, in the packaging, the sculpt really drew me to it. His gums in here, underneath the teeth, the drifting teeth, just holding on to the face. Because you can see the full sculpt of the figure, except for the backside in the packaging. And the sculpt looks fantastic. And again, my only concern is articulation. He's a brown plastic that looks like... he has a few different colors painted over the top. He has some lighter browns, some darker browns. Look like some black dry brushing is done in there as well. So there's a lot of paint apps over the brown plastic. And a lot of molded in detail. He has like a face and a skull right here. Another face right here. I wish they went further and kind of gave us like that Batman face coming out like from a few of the comic books, and I believe the animated series, like Batman head was jutting out, maybe had a removable plate or panel. And that's what McFarlane doesn't do. He's not famous for interchangeable hands and heads at all. You know, he gives you just enough. And I know he tries to keep the price down. If we got some more faces back here coming out, we don't know what the hell he ate. Like, what was that in the first place? Was that the rotting skull is still inside? He has another face down here, which is kind of cool. And like some melting or some drip right here. A hand, ooh, sweet. I was hoping for something like this. A hand right here coming out. It's pretty cool. Spikes and stuff right here at the top. We got some faces over here. I don't think they would be able to make a sound, but I don't know what's under his arms. Looks some melting detail under his arm or drip. I keep saying melting. The guy's not melting. He's falling apart, but not melting. Check under here. I don't know. Do we see this skull or face right here in the back? There's another one. Oh, that is pretty cool. Let's see if we can get them all in one shot. I mean, wow, he has knee articulation. I didn't even see that. But it's there. He kind of wants to lean forward. But you can rear him back some. Keep him standing up pretty good. I just want to know, can he hold and choke some damn body? Alright, so let's check out that articulation. I'm going to start with old poop face head. From side to side. It's almost like snapping back because it doesn't want to move. See that? So, I mean, that's not happening right there. Wow. Kind of forcing it. You can force it. Hey, if this thing pops off, I'll be sick. So, yeah, you can move it. But it's in there tight. I don't know if it's this collar right here stopping it, but mostly getting this to his right. And not really staying to the left. But it does articulate. And the jaw looks like it articulates, opens and closes, which would have been fantastic. But it is not moving. Oh, let's try his shoulders. And we can get this much. This is a hard shell, and as I did that, it's coming apart right there. Oh my. Get his arms up this far. Scooby-Doo. Coin. Coin. Oh, wrong property again. Alright, it 360s at the shoulder right here, and then we get a look at that hinge in there. If we can see it and look at the hinge inside. So elbow bend is kind of weird. It's right here on this angle, I guess, because it's sculpted a certain way, but let's see what we got. I mean, it's frozen. It wasn't easy. We get this much out the elbow bend. Let's try this arm. See what's up. It's kind of molded similar. Man, I got like, ooh, feel like I'm gonna break off the shoulder. Man, so not a lot. One click out of this one. I'm sure maybe if I heat it up, I can get more. But you shouldn't have to do that. It's a lot of people who are so used to heating up toys and everything. Like, just heat it up. I'm like, we shouldn't have to do that, especially at certain price points. But anyway, that's not a lot. In his hand, he has a hinge here. We can see it. But can we use it? Alright, we can get it to come back some. And forward a lot. And this sculpted well. They have two different sculpts on them. He has like, I was going to say slime, but clay, like stringing across from his thumb to his index finger. And over here it's completely different. No molded in fingernails or anything like that. But man, the plastic they use, oh, I'm getting a workout trying to articulate this boy. Okay, we're gonna move on. There is some articulation there, not a whole lot. And now he's leaning towards me where I was just pulling him, trying to articulate. I'm not putting him in this position on purpose. Now yeah, he's hefty. They didn't. I'm pretty sure he's sort of kind of hollowed out, but he's not very. I think the arms are solid. Coming down to his abdomen articulation, there's two different points of articulation right here. This part and his crotch area is soft. I guess so we can get something out of it. And I like that. That's cool. All this is soft. So let's see what it does. Oh yeah, he bends a lot. You kind of compromise it right here, but I mean he's supposed to be clay, so that's cool. He bends a lot from these articulation points. I think they both moving, and you can kind of see them. Like this part is getting stuck in the top now. Very interesting figure. And man, I'm not gonna say it's bad, because I kind of do like, okay, I had to pull it back down out the top and kind of realign the rubber, which is cool. Like I'm not sure how they could have done it better. Hard as this is, this wasn't gonna articulate at all if they had did it any other way. So that's cool. So, but man, you gotta work at this. This is gonna take some play time. And because my reviews are straight out of the box, they really don't tell the tale of a figure over time. It's just like boom, like new toy feel. That's kind of what I do on my channel. Like, we just got this figure today. Ooh, we're gonna play with it in the car ride on the way home. That's sort of my thing. So yeah, it's a little different going on. Never really seen anything like that. There's the joint inside. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. I was about to say I could see it plain and clear, but the camera wasn't getting it. So yeah, you gotta tuck his shirt back in his pants back in his shirt or whatever, down to his legs. And I was not expecting this good stuff right here. Like, I guess because of this soft piece right there. Front, back, oh, that's pretty good. I mean, for what it's worth, he could. Oh, yeah. Get some hurdles going on, tripping and falling. And again, like, you kind of bunch up this part right here, but I'm actually cool with them making it this way. And he has a knee bend that I didn't expect. And how much? Come on. Not much out of it, but it is there. We can get them running a little bit. And he's chasing Scooby-Doo and the gang. I mean Batman and Robin. So yeah, you get a little something out of that. And let's see if it rotates at all at any point. I think it rotates at the thigh. Oh, yeah. Got a little bit in and out right there at the thigh. How about to the side? Oh, man. Yep, he can do the splits. So, yeah, what they did right here is actually kind of genius. I like the softer plastic, the rubbery type plastic. Just got to work on his hands articulation. All right, it's time for the size up and rundown. Here he is next to Marvel Legends Venom, Masters of the Universe Classics Tuscador, Transformers Studio Series Grimlock, Mattel's giant vintage 12-inch He-Man, SH Figure Arts Ozaru Vegeta, fellow McFarlane Multiverse Flash, finally McFarlane's 30th anniversary animated series Batman. Alright everybody, to give you a summary and my final thoughts on this figure, I really love the sculpt. I wish he had more articulation, obviously. This McFarlane DC line is not known for its articulation. I believe to keep down cost, I'm not exactly sure about that, but he wants to keep the base figures around 20 bucks while everybody else is going up in price. I think this guy retailed at $40 or a little bit over 40 bucks, but I use my GameStop coupons to get like 20 bucks off. I think maybe 25, but anyway, I was happy to get it for that price. But even at the standard price, it is a very cool figure. But the things that McFarlane line does, once again, let me get back on that. He doesn't give a lot of accessories. When you get accessories, it's really rare. This guy could have used interchangeable hands, maybe some, I kind of want to call them constructs, but maybe like a spiked hand, a hammer hand, or something like that, or even a closed fist. I would have loved to have seen maybe an interchangeable head with a different expression on it. That would have been very cool. But what we do have is a well-sculpted figure. So it's a very hefty figure. If you're into that, I love bulky guys and well-built toys. Speaking of well-built, the elbow articulation on both of the arms is there, but it's almost non-existent. You're really not going to get a lot out of that. But because of the shoulder joints and the wrist hinges, you can still manipulate the arms and hands to kind of get some really good poses, reaching and grabbing and Speaking of grabbing, the hands really don't hold a figure that well. You can finagle it and get it into some positions and kind of make it work, but they really don't grip a figure that well. And you kind of want this big monster to be grabbing your figures and throwing them around, you know. So that's not really there, but you can kind of make it work if you work at it, if you know what I'm saying. But this is a solid entry. It just lacks articulation and accessories. So I haven't said that, this thing's been on the shelf. I've had it in my basement for at least 5 months. So it's been out since like April, something like that. So he's around. I only see this guy at GameStop. I think I've only ever seen him at GameStop. I may have seen him at Target, but I picked mine up at GameStop. So he's out there if you want him. If you enjoyed this review, please like, share, and subscribe. I want to thank everybody for watching another episode of George Reviews, the reviews where every toy has a story.